Nurglish. Yes, sir. Also, 6-star line was good with the tavern. Well, I'm going to be okay with my Nurglish. Could take Skyfen. Isn't awful. Scourfen. What was their board exactly? There's a Divine Shield. There's a 2 for 1 minion. There's a Trash minion. And there's Eternal Knight. Nice. That'll do. I guess we'll just take the Scourfen. It's kind of cheap. All right. Okay. We're starting to cook. There's a lot of good APM brand boards now. What are some good AFK boards? Not many. Not gonna sound super downer here, but I think you just hit the problem with the game at the moment. There's practically nothing that plays the game the way it normally plays. It's just infinite board states all over the place. Exodia Pirates, Leapers are reasonable boards, but they're just like way worse than their counterparts. Alright, peeps. Fuck off, Scourfen. Probably should have leveled first, actually. I like you. I really don't care that much about the Sea Glass. Maybe I should have prioritized the Sea Glass. What if I hold it next turn, actually? Fellbat, AFKs for top 4s, true. If the objective is 4th, I got you covered. Should be enough to get by for now. That would have been pretty cute. Try to keep us on the board. Expense is pretty high though. What are we at? 1 left? It is kind of silly that we can do this much with basically no resources. Maybe we just go 5. Go 5, 6 here. He's huge too. That's enormous for turn 7 with Bran on the board. Hello, it's me, Bofur. I am the bully now. I mean, for real though. That is way too many stats to just kind of plop down on the board with that much feature. Mid. Good. What'd you get? 20 attack. Yep. That is actually an answer to our board state. Grats. Maybe we kill the Baron before it murders us. No? Alright, I guess that's fine. Thank you. Thank you, little Cyclone. Good hustle. Take our small L while leveling. Omega Tempo Trinket. It's a good board. If you get the Trinket Bofur buff or buff Bofur, yeah, I mean, if you're throwing, you can. We do it all the time. It's not very good. Whoops. These are shit. Alright, definitely not what we're looking for. We're gonna have to win the game off of not trinkets. Those aren't Murlocs. This video game is just, it just trolls, man. Like it just trolls. It's just all over the place. It doesn't know what it wants. Could have picked this up last gold. I get so in the habit of looking at information before making decisions. Yeah, probably. It's not like Nurglish has that many stats, but it's still fine. Better than the other options. I was thinking Lock Prince here might be the play too. You're gone? You're gone? You're gone? You win? You freeze? We could have potentially buffed this instead of this for a minute. You could just all in it. Which isn't terrible because like 2 gold basically pays itself back. I think we can do better. I like you, you're playing Murlocs and Elementals. True. Let's see how this is really coming together for the beatboxer. It's stats, though. I like stats. Could use the Sea Glass as the next thing I buff. Could also inadvertently create the triple, which I guess isn't the end of the world, but... I think we're in at this point then. What do you get? 1 left? I think we just kind of run everybody out of being really big quickly, or else we get overrun in the long run by trinkets doing actual things instead of just a couple random stats. Oh my god, a Recycling Wraith. It only took until looks at calendar. Holy fuck, how long did that take? We got a Recycling Wraith. We're cooking now. This game looks like I want to play Ellies or Murlocs. Here's my mech line. Hey, you take what the game gives you. Bye, Bedrock. You've done great things. I'm proud of you. I probably want that too. Bedrock's back. I mean, we do discover a lot of stuff, but I don't think that timeline works. No. All right, homie. You did great things. Now be big. It's honestly not a bad board state for like the hodgepodge random bullshit that we've been given this game. We go find you next turn, becomes a 600 health minion. Maybe you can close out the game on it before people get too big. Call this a hybrid line. It is what it is. It's just Flurgl generating minions so that we can play this trinket. Yeah, we're able to use minions from multiple tribes to enable it, but that's why when we saw the beginning of the game, said Ellie's in for Flurgl, there's a lot of variety we can do here. There's a lot of avenues to positive points. Gross. That's the Prius line? Sure. Sure. Alright, we're totally going to get this triple at some point. I'm just getting even more minions I don't want to sell. Yes. Yes, good. Bruh? Less bruh? If I just level 6 now, we go get our brambles. It's not like it helps against him. It would just help against him, and we're out of turns for that. Just in time. Welcome to the board state, little sea glass. You have been missed. Now it'll just get bramble-witched, you know? Exactly how we drew it up. Guys, it's the Merglin Burglar angle. We got there. The game's almost over. It's turn 12. We found one, guys. Now we get a cook. Don't you do it. Thank you. Wish the game was more like this in general. Same. This is like... I'm trying not to be too negative today. I'm trying not to be too negative going forward at all because, like, I've said my piece. I've said what I think is wrong with the game. But just, you know, real briefly saying it here. Making creative boards, having hybrids between compositions, counterplaying other people, all that stuff is going by the wayside in BGs nowadays. Nowadays, it's like, here's demons, that's 30,000 stats on the board. My opponent got Quillbore, and he got 100,000 stats on the board. Do we interact with each other in any way? Do they interact with other tribes much in any other way? No, not really. They just kind of like solitaire do their thing until the point that the game ends. Alright, well, we can go up. We're going to need stats. Need to protect the sea glass. So, like, if I stay down, that's good. I could just stay down and go all in on stats. I think that's probably just better. Instantly finds the pants. I got double rerolls now. Interesting. Bro, I got too many resources. This is ridiculous. We keep all these. This thing potentially we wouldn't keep. It's fine. 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 It's a brand. Surely I can greed this brand too now. Good thing you have the Gallywix and APM yourself is an easy win. I think we're fine here. I think we don't die in this scenario, and then we can just pivot to be really big next turn. We don't have to, like... Okay, we beat them anyway because they can't deal with the turtle. We don't have to be, like, ultra greedy here. Or, like, ultra conservative, I should say. And say, like, okay, we gotta not pick up any scaling cards, just go in. We're both at 30 health-ish. Good old Murgle mech elemental build. I miss it, man. I miss hybrid comps. I miss creativity. We need more. More of this in the world. More hardworking folk getting their W's. Those knights are getting scary. They are getting scary. Hardworking folks doing hardworking stuff, you know? We got way too much to do in a turn. More rolls I use, the better. Fewer things I have in my hand, the better. Do you even care about pulling this minion? Fewer minions you have in your hand, the better. Proceeds to not buy up even more minions to pull down. We got one left. All right, well, our scaling line is really high and our immediate tempo is about the same as we had last turn. Still got 2 elementals on the board for the value of the frostlings. We're just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. I think we can outscale if a couple Eternal Knights getting bigger. You ever stack magnets on Amalgam and keep the beatboxer with the Murlocs? No, because you don't have nearly that amount of time. Not to mention, you don't have anything that facilitates that either. Like, the idea of playing the beatboxer line would require you to have a setup that uses about 4 or 5 board spaces. If you're going to keep Brand, you're going to keep Recycling Wraith. You have Beatboxer, you'd be starting from scratch. Each time you triple, that's cool. But, like, each time you triple, you get a little bit of extra gold. And a few extra stats. You don't have any scaling in terms of the actual magnetics. So, like, just ramping gold isn't really our issue. We're not even finishing turns anyway. Okay. Like, you need a lot of cards to make that pivot. Just batch animations as best we can. Just gonna pull a random Murgle. Let's get that out of our hand before we do this. There's no Ellies. Gross. We had 3 left. Oof. I don't think we go here. These stats aren't really relevant. We're not going to get to the extra minion. Not unless we hit here. What am I saying? Just hit. Sure. Let's consolidate even more. Game has been a roller coaster. Ellie's to Mex to Murgles. I think, who was it? HMC at the beginning of the game that literally came in with the exact statement. Was like, elementals just go Murlocs most of the time anyway. And it's like, yeah, it is the best scaling line that doesn't require a trinket. So typically we like pivoting that direction at the very end of the game. We're able to be really greedy because this board state doesn't do any damage and it wasn't that strong. He was at 35 health, so. The alternative of playing Ellie's would have been great if, you know, the game had given us elemental trinkets. You're not going to win off Rock, though. The amount of actions you can do in a turn doesn't get you there. We do it again. Trinkets forcing you to be too much toward respective direction. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. That isn't to say like it ruins the game or something. But that is definitely one of the complaints, is that the build variety in the game is much lower than it typically is. Well, I forgot we could even triple that thing. It's just been sitting there in the hand as a pair forever. Well, I don't think we finished this turn anymore. So let's just take the Murgles. Awesome. What about different Murlocs? Thank you. Much better. This Bran is griefing me so hard, it's funny. I picked it up because I thought I'd triple it, and it's just chilling here taking all my discovers away. Or all my stats away. Bran in hand. And Bran in hand is just griefing our stats for pulling to the board each round. Middle of the game, Trinket saved our ass. You know, we built into it. We leveled to 6. Sea Glass bought us tempo, and then we allowed us the pivot line. The pivot line is now a bajillion stats. Just a question of, do we die before that point? There just was no reason to panic. We could try to finish out the game by going more tempo oriented, or we can just be really greedy, and even if we lose, we're not dying. We got one Coral Murgler. One. After all of this work. It took till turn 16. But it was just cozy, man. Like, there was no threat in this game in any way, shape, or form.